9th of January, SS Buria, first class cabin passageway. I wish we hadn't been thrown out like that. I wish you'd managed to find some clue as to what the speckled band might be. We didn't manage to investigate at all. And I imagine that we won't be able to for a while longer. We'll never get past that sailor guarding the door. He's clearly glaring at us, as if to say, don't even think about that. Oh, wait a minute. What is it? Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where did he go? Oh, yes, he's completely disappeared. When did he do that? He slipped away as quietly as the wind. Actually, it's pretty windy today. But I'm an idiot. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. But not before ensuring these were securely back on my wrists. Alright, let's see.
Sir? When I get back in?
I really wish we had a chance to look around in Miss Pavlova's cabin.
What? Why you looking like that? You want something?
Huh? Oops.
Maybe. Do you want me to throw you out again, hmm?
Oh, no, definitely not that.
Next time I have to throw you out, I show you where lobsters spend winter. Understand?
Understand. Maybe I should steer clear of him until he's forgotten my face. I don't think I'll ever forget your face, Naruto-san. Maybe we can leave? Or we can read this book. That book on top of the table there really is huge. There's a pen with it, too. Yes, I'm sure that's the ship's log. Shall we have a little look through it? Oh wait, he already did. We already looked at this last time. Yeah, we already read this. Oh, look here. Let's blank. Nothing to report. And then I went, "Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report." Okay, let's try to head out if we can. That door leads to the second class area. It's locked. I can't open it. No, well, that stands to reason. No one wants to let the murderer escape. Gosh, she gave me a very stern look when she said that. Alright, I guess we'll go back to our room. First class cabin number 1. Hang on, I'm just checking my phone because I'm a bad streamer apparently. Yep, that's our cabin. Not our cabin, it's Kazuma-sama's. Sorry? Your accommodation is... Oh yeah, we already looked at this one too. Yeah, we already looked at these. I guess, Oh! I wonder if Inspector Hasanaga has managed to uncover any clues. Yes, we should probably find him and ask. Right. Whoopsies. Let's head on in. No, we can't get in there. So let's head in. Alright, I wonder what is in here, if anything. Looks like they're still investigating in here. Yes, on that subject, I wonder if Inspector Hasanaga is unscathed. What do you mean, unscathed? Oh yeah, he was supposed to be protecting him. Surely you haven't forgotten, haven't you? Or have you, Naruto-san? Don't you remember what he said about allowing you out of this cabin to investigate? He was going to talk to the captain about it. He said he'd lay his life on the line for you. Oh, yeah, that. Oh, yeah. But I'm sure he was exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. He might have some new information for us. You never know. Where is he? He's nowhere to be seen. Unless he's over here. Oh, there he is. Hey! How's it going? Whoa, what? Oh, you're back. Inspector! What happened to you? Your face is... Please, don't worry about it. He got beat up? They're just scratches. Made by a bear, maybe? When I told the captain that I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fists and then toss me overboard. What? But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing, really. It looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to. Poor guy. Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little about the neighboring cabin. Yes, so I understand. Oh! I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I think his name was something like Herlock Sholmes. I don't think he was German, though. Ah, that explains it. Shall we compare notes, then? That's as me. Shall we compare notes, then? We can tell you what we found out. Yes, let's do it. The cabin next door. What? Knocking in a blah, blah, blah. She's in the next door. Oh, do you know who she is? Please, that's... What self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know of that graceful angel? Oh, well... Oops, I think I upset him there. Well, that tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case, at least. Oh, how? Because angels don't go around committing crimes, do they? Now, wait, angels don't go around committing... Wait, wait, did he say that? Or, I don't know, whatever. I just play the Professor Layton games, though. Probably, my backlog is too big right now. And it'll stay large forever. Like, I recently just bought Persona 5 Royal. And, yeah, that's gonna be a long one. And I'm working on Fire Emblem 3 Houses. It's like, man, too much. Professor Layton's games are short. Yeah, but, I mean, I don't know. Still, I've got too many large games to work on. Inspector, has your investigation here provided fruitful? If I'm honest, there's very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. They're short if I'm smart enough, but it'll probably take longer. Well, thanks. So I'm just keeping watch here, trying not to take my eyes off the job. Oh, I see. Aha, there's one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you. Oh, what? Yes, do tell us, Inspector, please. Tell us. What do we got? What is this new information you have, Inspector? It's this. The Brilliant medical officer has finished his examination of the entire body. I managed to obtain the report. Bite. It's gonna be a bite mark, right? Oh, Kazuma's post-mortem report? Okay, I think he's probably dead. Kazuma-sama. So, what was the cause of death? Poison. Damage to the cervical vertebrae. Ooh. His neck was broken. Oh my god? Yes, it would seem so. There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury. So at first, I think they were considering poison. But it turns out they found no trace of poison in his system at all. Well, what weapon was used then? Nothing has been found as yet, but the fact is there are no signs of a wound. Suggested may have been a blunt object. Nothing suggested may be a blunt object. Something that wouldn't leave a mark. Oh, I see. All the body's nerves run through the spine to the brain. A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It is a possibility, and no obvious wound would be left. Poor Kazuma. I have a second copy of the report. If it might be useful, you're welcome to have it. I think I got it. I think if my theory about it being a snake is correct, I think the snake, it went down the vent, went behind the dresser, and then crawled up him and strangled him. Oh my god. Oh, that's terrible. Yes, it's fine. I trust you. Oh, that's awful. After all, I didn't trust you. If I never trust you, I'd never have agreed to you leaving this cabin in the first place, would I? The snake would have eaten him. The snake? No. What? How big do you think snakes are? What? Like, what? It's not like Ekans or what is the other Ekans? Cobra. Arbok. It's not an Arbok. Arbok didn't come down and just go. Oh! Ah. The postmortem report has been entered into the thing. A report from the SS Breeze medical officer giving the cause of death as a cervical spine injury. There were no traces of external injury or poison. I think he was strangled. That sucks. There are snakes that can eat humans. Yeah, but it wouldn't fit through the vent. What? The great detective. Oh, Mr. Sholmes was here, was he? Yes. He seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about on the floor investigating. He's so weird and I love him. But then he suddenly left. Suppose he must have become bored. Did he say anything at all? Actually, now that you mention it, yes. Just one thing, but he practically shouted it. It's shoe polish! Was all he said. Shoe polish? I wonder what he meant. Just the thought of him running into this room as fast as he could, like, shoe polish! And then just he jumps on the floor. And the much smaller snakes wouldn't attack without region. Basic biology. This is a game that... We're playing a game about a guy called Herlock Sholmes who runs around the floor yelling, it's shoe polish. And there's also, like, a lady that wears a swan on her head. And, like, actually not just a swan, a bunch of birds. Her head is basically a nest. And it's Japan and everyone speaks English with an accent. That's the most realistic game? I suppose you're right. It was when he was over there, by the broken piece of glass, do you see? So that was shoe polish. Ah, perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark, do you think? Ah, yes, that must be it. But how could Mr. Sholmes know that it's shoe polish? I bet he licked it. That leaves me cold, I'm afraid. I have no idea. What is it, Sato-san? Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue. Dark tan? A sort of dark brownish red then. Kind of like that. Yes, a little like the color of the red wine, but darker. I'll have to prepare them for him. Oh! Does this mean that this mark was made by the polish on Kazuma's shoes that they scuffed on the floor? Okay. A piece of a small glass object and what looks like a scuff mark made by Kazuma's shoes were found by the victim's body. So was he dragged? He might have been dragged. Oh my god, this is really violent. Wow. Or he, like, slipped? Maybe the boat, like, moved? Like, I mean, the boat is moving, but maybe the... No, because people know about that. Because the books in the bookshelf were tilted, and the books in the other room were also tilted. But I'm pretty sure people would know about that. I don't know, we'll see. That's really all I can tell you at this stage. I should return to my post. My fellow crewmen's eyes are boring into the back of my head. Yeah, that might be for the best. Thank you. Poor Inspector. You look exhausted. Oh, no. Well... I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asogi-san. He was my responsibility. Man. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. The truth is, I seem to have had a heavy head ever since I woke this morning. A heavy head? That's interesting. My head's still throbbing too. Heavy head. So... that means maybe there was, like, some kind of turbulence in the ocean that made the ship, like, tilt a bit. Because if my head hurts, I would have been like, oh, my head! Oh! And then that would, like, knock me out, kind of. And if his is like that too, maybe something like that did happen. But there was nothing in the log. So I don't know. So... let's see. Is everything here new? Okay, let's talk to you.
Yo, where did you go?
Oh, sorry. I just went to the next door cabin to investigate.
Why? Who gave you permission for this?
Well, I mean, Seaman Hasanaga did.
That no Japanese, was it? Later, I will roll him into a ball and throw him in cold room.
So violent. Oh, he's gone back to guarding the door. I hope Inspector Hasanaga doesn't find himself in too much trouble on our account. He's really gone out of the way to help us, hasn't he? When we get back to Japan, we'll have to take him for a steak at La Carnival. That could be a very long time from now, Naruto-san. Could. All the books provided for passengers occupying this cabin, neatly arranged on the shelf. They were all over the place when we first looked around, if you remember. Oh yeah, and you tidied them up, didn't you? You have to look after the ship's property. Unruly behavior in the cabins lead to damage. But it really wasn't me who knocked them over. Well, anyway, I feel much better now that they're neatly lined up. I can't relax when things are untidy. Okay, that's suspicious. Get his sword. We know that this is polish. It really is a beautiful color, this glass. It looks like whatever it was has broken clean in two, but the other half is nowhere to be seen. And then there's the brick-colored mark, which is shoe polish, according to that great detective you seem to know all about. Shoe polish! Love him. I suppose it must be from Kazuma-sama's shoes. Maybe. But what I'd like to know is, how can the detective be so sure that it's shoe polish and not something else? Because he's a great detective, of course! That's hardly a reason, is it? Okay. Let's look at his desk again. This is where Kazuma spent his final moments writing his diary. 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. To be able to smell shoe polish. Well, it's been out a while, I don't know. Looking at this writing here on this page, it's almost impossible to believe that he's gone. Kazuma-san has left us a valuable clue in these words, I'm sure of it. We have to solve this mystery, Naruto-san. We will. So this ventilator joins Miss Pavlova's cabin. Yes, that's right. And just a few minutes before he died, Kazuma saw something emerging from it. The speckled band, as he described it. If only Miss Pavlova had been able to shed some light on it, but she seemed as baffled as we were. Yes, I wonder if she's telling us everything, though. I'm not so sure. I know most people aboard would say the same about me, but there was something about that woman that didn't sit right with me. I don't think she would have killed Kazuma. I think the snake did, and I don't think she can control a snake. We don't even know if it's a snake. I'm so confident that it is a snake. These are the rules of passage. Passage? What? Passengers must not keep weapons of a dangerous object in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. So by bringing her pet on board, Miss Pavlova has broken the rules. Good thing we're saying that really loud so that guy in the back can hear it. She called it her friend, didn't she? Yes, although we don't know what form this friend takes as yet. I'm almost certain that whatever it is, it's inside the traveling case in her cabin. A friend. There's more to this than it seems, I think. Alright, I think that's everything in this room. Let's look at the court record really quick. See if we can find anything. We don't know what this glass is. It's a really weird object. Male, Far Eastern, time of death, somewhere between 1 a.m. and past 2 a.m. Cause of death, damage to the cervical vertebrae, resulting in instant death. The victim's neck was almost certainly broken as a result of a strong blow to the area. No obvious external injuries or traces of poison. Oh my god, he got strangled by a snake, I know it. This diary, I think we're good for now, unless we can flip it? Nah, it's just... I guess that's tape. Ah, these must be remnants of the glue you used to stick the paper seal on the wardrobe. That's right. It was pulverized rice. Pulverized rice? Yes, I pulverized some of the rice for my evening meal, even though it broke my heart. Broke your heart? What do you mean? Remember, I'm a stowaway on this ship. All I had to eat were Kazuma's leftovers. Even a couple of grains of rice could have meant the difference between life and death. Oh my, it must have been awful for you, Naruto-san. But I have some glue with me as it happens. You're welcome to use it this evening. Oh, thank you very much! Cool. How nice of her. Okay. Guess we can't go back there. We can try. No, it's blipped, so we can't go. Oh, is he gone? Did he leave? I think he left. Ah! Look, Naruto-san! Seaman Stroganoff is gone! Strong enough? The burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us. All these Russian... I thought that said memes. What? All these Russian names are impossible to remember. No, his name is Beef Stroganoff. Tra-la-la. Did you hear that? It sounded like I got an accent immediately. That's weird. It sounded like someone's singing.
Tra-la-lira, lira-lay, I did the great detective way.
This caroling, I know that Lock-like voice. Well, never mind that now. This is a golden opportunity for us. Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's get inside Miss Pavla's cabin while we can investigate. Definitely, before that stringy knot crewman comes back. It's Stroganov, not stringy knot. Alright.
Let's head in.
Boom. It's gone. It's gone. Of course it's gone. Of course the snake is gone. I mean, it's not a snake. It has... I mean, we don't know if it's a snake, but... Miss Pavlova isn't back yet. So Sato-san... Oh, where's she gone? What the... Hey, what are you doing? Those are her private things. This isn't a moment to waste, Naruto-san. We must investigate as quickly as we can. I suppose you're right. For Kazuma's sake. Not just for Kazuma-sama. What do you mean? It can't be long now until we arrive at the port in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there. Really? We must solve this case, Naruto-san, by ourselves if we have to. Yes, we will. Yeah, we will. Okay. So now we can look at all of your junk. Looks like there's a kettle. Or a teapot. It would seem this teapot is empty. So the natural conclusion is that the Russians are a very thirsty people. Or because Miss Plavava only came in this cabin last night. She hasn't had the chance to make any tea yet. I mean, it could be either. It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I'd lay 1,000 to 1 on it. Actually, I think tea is a diuretic, so it makes you pee more. So that's like, whatever. You're rather obstinate, aren't you, Naruto-san? Yes, I am that word that you said exactly. Okay, let's see your desk. See what you've got there. Tea is calming, but it does make you pee. There are a few books on the desk, nothing else by the looks of it. Well, Miss Pavlova only ran away from the ballet last night. She's hardly occupied this cabin for any time at all. That doesn't make sense. If we didn't stop at any... We didn't stop anywhere. Unless we did. Unless we did. That's true. I wonder what kind of book she likes to read. Yeah, I do wonder. I also wonder who killed your best friend. That's probably more important than what book she reads. Let me see. Yes, I see. It would seem that Miss Pavla enjoys reading. Books written in Russian. Thanks. I think I probably already knew that. It's rude to ask. It's rude to ask much of people, Naruto-san. Kindly remember that. Okay. Anything in the garbage can, possibly? I suppose every cabin has a waste paper basket. Shall we have a little look and see what's been thrown away? Naruto-san! It's poor etiquette to go sniffing through someone's rubbish, you know? Those eyes! She's looking at me like I'm a piece of rubbish now. However, those are special circumstances, I think. Exactly, we have no choice. There's hardly anything in here at all. Oh, well, that's a little disappointing. Okay. This is the big thing. Oh my, Miss Pavlova's... I can never pronounce her name. Miss Pavlova's case is open. It's completely empty inside, but according to the great detective's great deduction, she was hiding her special friend in there. Yes, a friend that she had to keep a secret. Because you're not allowed to bring animals aboard the SS Brilliance. I wonder what kind of animal she had in there. And more to the point, where is it now? I bet it's in her hat. This is just left a steak in her hat. A steak? A snake in her hat. I wonder what this little saucer is doing on the floor. Yes, it doesn't look like it's been dropped. More like it was put there deliberately. Ah, do you think there could be a leak in the roof just above here? What? A leak? This is a ship. Oh, is the ship quite safe? I'm sure that even if there is a little leak in the roof, it doesn't mean the whole ship is gonna sink. No, you're right. Of course you're right. She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she? Okay. More books over here. All the books have toppled over together. Look, every single one. Do you think that's a god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though. Wait, do you think that's a god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though. What? It's exactly the same as the bookcase next door, in Kazuma's cabin. Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase? I don't know. Would she really be practicing ballet in the same night she ran away from her ballet company? Alright then. It must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them all over in a fit of rage? What? Not everything bad happens on this ship is because of me, you know. Not everything. Some things. Well, anyway, I set them all straight again here, too. I don't like seeing things in disarray. Okay. Strange. Yes, they're displayed in this cabin, too. Look, the SS Brilliant's rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden, such as snakes, which strangled our boy. I suppose Miss Pavlova realized that she needed to keep the contents of her case a secret after she read this. Her special friend, I mean. I wonder where her friend has disappeared to now. He's probably having fun exploring the ship, I imagine. That's terrifying. I just hope Seaman Stroganoff doesn't find it and throw it overboard. I hope it does. Actually, no, I hope it doesn't, because it needs to go on trial. Oh, yes, so do I. What is in this bag? I guess we can't see. Naruto-san, are you there? Sorry, I'm right here, yes? Why? Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home. Believe me, I don't have some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know. Well, anyway, I'm not sure anyone could fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes. I was rather hoping we might find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding in there, but no such luck. There's one of those next to the bed in Cosmo's cabin, too. Yes, it's a bell cord. I can't resist! She barely hesitated there, and she gave it a good tug, too. No, I didn't actually expect someone to come. We don't want them to. We're trying to investigate in secret. Someone's gonna show up. So this ventilator connects to Kazuma's cabin next door. Yes, although what a fool a shipbuilder must be to open a ventilator into another room. Maybe it's so that if there's a gas leak next door, the occupant of this cabin would notice and raise the alarm. Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning. That is a possibility. Anyway, last night, Kazuma wrote that he saw a speckled band coming out of this ventilator. And it was a snake. I'm not going to give up that train of thought. I think it's a snake. Has to be. I don't know what other kind of animal could do that. This cabin door has the same simple sort of bolted latch that our cabin door has. If the bolt's drawn across, there's no way anybody could enter the cabin from outside. Yes, it's not a particularly heavy-duty bolt, is it? But still, it wouldn't slide across of its own accord, would it? No, and the door is made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the other side. And it seals up perfectly, too, to stop any sea weather from coming in. So you couldn't use the method you told me of passing a thread through a crack around the door, either. I seem to know a lot of tricks for opening doors. I'm starting to see why they suspect me. Yeah. Is that everything? That's everything, is it? We didn't really get any clues in here, though. No, we really didn't. Ba-da-da-dun. This is a good song. We checked that. Yeah, I guess that's everything. Unless we have something... We don't have anything in the court record that we can look at. Okay, I guess we'll move. Let's go back outside. There has to be something. You know? Oh. Yeah, there is something. Oh, it's Mr. Sholmes, look! Wow, you never know where he's gonna turn up next, do you? He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself. Tra-la-la, li-li-li-la-lay, I did the great detective way. Did it, the great detective way. He's still singing. Do you think he hasn't noticed us? Or is he simply in extremely high spirits? Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when the yard bit off more than it could chew. And through it all, when there was doubt, it's lucky Herlock was about. Excuse me? I solved it all, and I stood tall. I did it the great detective way. Mr. Sholmes! Oh! What is it, you want to fight? Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing and I was just about to read the climactic finish. Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop, so I figured now's a good time as any. Yeah, look at him go. I love this. I love this guy. This is my favorite character. I very nearly dropped you to the floor with one of my famous right hooks. Alright, I get the picture. Now could you put those fists away? Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you. Ah, yes, that. I was immersed in the study of the ship's log, as penned by the stockily built crewman who's usually on guard here. Oh yes, the ship's log. And did you find anything useful from it? Well, after 2 AM this morning, the majority of the entries are blank. Which means that there was nothing to report. Professor! I'm going to say that every time. Nothing of note happened, so... You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You've been utterly blinded by it. Sorry? Your logic, my boy, is inverted. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Observe the other pages, and all shall become clear. It would seem that the same crewman oft stands sentry in the first-class passageway, and he acts as an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that in every 30 minutes. He really is the gatekeeper. Nothing to report? Precisely. Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there is just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report. Do you mean... Yes, there were circumstances afoot last night, which led to the seaman being absent from this patrol. His patrol, not this, but I guess it is this. What kind of circumstances? What happened? Okay, you know what happened. That remains a mystery for now, but we can be sure something significant took place. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribbling nothing to report in the log. These are important details. I would stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log into your mental file. Alright. Now that deduction was worthy of a great detective. Ah, you're starting to understand what my way is, I see. What makes Sholmes Sholmes. Brilliance. Oh. Ouch. What is it? Are you hurt? Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more. Yep, I think the ship turned, or something happened with the ship. Well, my friends, until our next encounter. Something definitely happened with the ship. He's still singing to himself. I can hear it as he wanders off down the passageway. Is something wrong, Sasato-san? You seem to be lost in thought. It's just... well, I feel the same. Sorry. Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache. A sort of continuous throbbing. Oh, you too? Yeah, so I think something did happen to the ship. But I don't know what caused it, I just know that it happened. Alright, interesting. Let's go back into the other cabin. I'm gonna have a little sip of water. Oh! Oh, what's that? Uh-oh. This does not seem good. Shut down the engines immediately! Vessel sighted a quarter-mile forward. What? What's happening? Are we getting attacked? Full stop hearts to starboard, all hands, brace for impact! What the? I think we're about to crash into another ship. What? I can't stand! Sasato-san, hold on to me! Oh my god. Sasato-san, are you alright? Are you injured at all? I think I'm fine, thank you, Naruto-san. Oh my god. Did something like this happen? Something like this must have happened last night, right? I think, yeah, the ship has come to a stop. Oh my goodness, what about you, Naruto-san? Are you hurt? No, I'm fine. Oh. Hello, is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, that sounds like Inspector Hasanaga. Is that you in there, Naruto-san? Unbolt the door, quickly. What, the bolt? Oh, look at that. The door's bolted. Oh, wait a minute. So maybe it wasn't a snake that killed him. Because if the door bolts when something like that happens, okay. So that's why the door was locked when it happened. Did you do that, Sasato-san? No, I didn't touch it. Well, that's strange. How did... And look at all the books. They're just like they were before again. Naruto-san, aren't you going to open the door and let the inspector in? I better tidy this place up first. Okay. Our violent emergency stop had solved one mystery at least, in a very vivid way. But I knew that what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant. I hurried around tidying up the cabin with a new sense of foreboding in my head. Oh boy. It's getting kind of crazy. It's getting a little crazy. Oh man. So we're learning things.